Every year leading up to the 4th of July, we bring you a full schedule of fireworks shows across mid-Michigan and talk about where you can pick up fireworks near you. But we're also reminded of everything that can go wrong if you've never handled them or aren't handling them smart and responsibly. Calling in this morning to discuss everything you need to know when picking out fireworks and setting them off safely is Chris Sarinelli, Communications Director for America's #1 fireworks retailer, Phantom Fireworks. Chris, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us. Good morning.
Good morning. So before we begin, just give us a little background on Phantom Fireworks and what you guys offer.
Well, Phantom Fireworks, as you mentioned, is the #1 consumer fireworks retailer in the country. We're headquartered in Youngstown, Ohio. And we have been in that position for many, many years. The company dates back all the way to the 1970s, and our founder, Bruce Zolden, and his vision for giving every American an opportunity to celebrate the 4th of July and any special occasion, any celebration of theirs with our fireworks. And that's been something that has only grown through the years.
And here in Michigan, once again, you can find their stores in Flint, Lansing, and multiple locations in Metro Detroit. Chris, if someone is planning their own fireworks show for tonight or this weekend, what kind of fireworks should they be most careful with when handling?
Well, everything from sparklers all the way up to the 500-gram repeaters. They're all ones that you need to handle safely. I think a lot of people have a little bit of a false sense of security about sparklers. Maybe they put them in the hands of their kids, or maybe they'll kind of run around with them, what have you. You know, sparklers, you may not know this, burn at about 1,000 degrees. And, you know, if you look at it this way, you wouldn't let your kid touch a pot of boiling water, right? And that's only about 212 degrees or so. So I think there's a little bit of a misconception about an innocuous nature when it comes to sparklers, but all fireworks, no matter what they are, what level they are, or what concentration of material they are, need to be handled with care.
Yes, good reminder there. And this morning we've been talking all about the do's and don'ts of backyard fireworks, such as watering your lawn in anticipation of falling sparks or embers and keeping a hose or bucket of water nearby just in case. Tell us, why is it so important to make sure we follow these tips and have the right tools on hand?
Well, something that we have been really pushing at Phantom Fireworks this season and every season really is what we call the ABCDWs of fireworks safety. And you alluded to a couple of those already. It's a great idea to go ahead and water that area, pre-water that area where the debris will be falling into so that it does not ignite. But in terms of that checklist, that sort of easy to remember ABCDW checklist, the first is A, adults only, sober adults only, to take that a step further, should be handling the fireworks. B, you want to brace your product and make sure that it stays stable, right, and is pointing away from your audience so that if the device does tip over, it tips in the opposite direction. C is common sense. I think that one kind of speaks for itself, right? The D is distance. For the aerial products and the aerial displays, at least 150 feet away from your audience. For the ground displays, the fountains, for example, at least 50 feet away from your audience. And then the W, again, as you alluded to, is water. And what we're kind of advocating for is a little bit of redundancy there. You want to have a couple of different water sources. A connected hose is ideal, a couple of buckets of water, and also a fire extinguisher. So we really think that if you have those layers of safety in place, again, be a little bit redundant with those safety measures, I think you're going to have the best and most memorable display of fireworks you've ever had.
Well, those are all great reminders, especially to remember, stay sober when handling fireworks always. Anything else we should keep in mind when handling dangerous fireworks, especially if there's children around?
Well, obviously, again, children should never handle fireworks. They should never come within, excuse me, 150 feet of those fireworks. You know, you need to keep them away. And, you know, after the display is over, a good thing to do is to go ahead and douse all of those spent fireworks in water, and then you dispose of them in a metal container with a lid. So that's important to remember as well. It's not just before and during the display, it's what you do after as well.
Chris, thank you. Also, keep in mind state regulations before setting off fireworks. Here in Michigan, fireworks cannot be used on private or public property like a park unless you've obtained permission first. You must also be 18 years old to buy them, and remember to check your city's fireworks ordinance first. For example, here in Saginaw, fireworks are only allowed between 11 a.m. and 11:45 p.m. now through Saturday. Chris, do you have any other final reminders for our viewers before this holiday weekend gets underway?
Well, when it comes to those state laws, we have a section of our website. It's under the safety tab, and our website is fireworks.com, pretty easy to remember. And under that safety tab, there is a section that outlines kind of the condensed versions of all of those sets of state laws. So you'll be able to find those resources right there. We've got all the safety tips that we mentioned. We've got video demos of all of our firework products. So it's a great kind of a one-stop shop when it comes to educating yourself about the products that are going to be right for you, how to handle them safely, and where to find them, because we've got a detailed map of all of our showrooms. And if you put in your zip code or the city that you're in, it'll populate all of the tents and stands that are around the country that we have as well. So again, a great resource for you there at fireworks.com.
What a great tool to use. Chris, thank you so much, and thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you as well.
Once again, you can find more information on fireworks safety on our website. Just go to WNEM.com.